everyone, welcome to ESPN Cricket for Matchday Runorder powered by Techno Mobile. 17th game of IPL 2018, a fixture 2 years in the waiting. They served their time out, they've returned, they've brought me back with them. It's Chennai Super Kings against the Rajasthan Royals, and it's a fixture that's not alien to new venues because it's going to be the first game at Pune. In this particular IPL. It's the return of Suresh Raina. Ajinkya Rahane's Rajasthan have won the toss. He and MS Dhoni played at this venue for the last 2 years, and here they come up one against the other. We'll see how things go on the show. Welcome to Jimmy Faulkner and Sean Tate, who've played enough against Rajasthan Royals against CSK in their time. 11-6 in favour of Chennai, the fixtures. And Jimmy Faulkner played 6 games for Rajasthan against Chennai over 3 years at 5 different venues and picked up 6 high-profile wickets. Well done, Jimmy.
Is that all?
Wait. MS Dhoni was among them. Suresh Raina was among them, who's back. Dwayne Smith, Brendan McCullum, Faf du Plessis and Ravindra Jadeja.
Jeez, it's going to be a show full of stats, is it?
No, I just thought I'll return with a bang. One of those things. Sean Tate played 3 games against Chennai before that.
Chennai,
he got absolutely hammered. But his high point was running out Michael Hussey.
Right, run-outs were usually my thing. Very nimble.
Mostly while batting?
Yeah.
Very nimble in the field.
There's also a catch of Warney at point, but forget it. Yeah. Do you remember any of it?
Those are the team things. Run-outs, catches, that sort of stuff. Can't bowl or bat.
But Teddy, welcome as always, Jimmy and Gaurav Kalra. Did you miss me?
Not at all.
All right. Alexis Nunes, did you miss me?
So much.
That is it. That's
so
what I
much.
Thank you. I'm only back because of you.
Tired of them.
Right.
Tired
Speaking
all
of Chennai Super Kings, a special chartered train was organized by the CSK management, in which thousands of fans have travelled from Chennai to Pune, which is the adopted venue now. 2 of them got off at Mumbai. Srinath Shripath and Gaurav Sundaraman. Here they are. There you see Srinath and Gaurav. That's the one. That's Srinath and that's Gaurav. They've in fact, Srinath already got enough. He's with his bag in grey. So that's it. That's what. This is fantastic in a way, because if you look at football fandom on a day when Arsene Wenger has announced that he's stepping down, we know that this is something that teams must value and encourage. Srinath and
You've
Gaurav.
seen so many teams shift venues. Have you ever seen anything like this? This is a franchise whose fans care deeply about it. They've made a petition saying that you've driven us out and
Correct.
now we'll come to your new home.
Fantastic. I think it's only a dangerous
And the
precedent.
franchise has paid for it.
Franchise has paid for it.
It's a dangerous precedent because next year with the elections, if they move to Dubai, you'll have to wonder how,
But a lot of
forward.
people in Dubai.
Okay. What's that? All right. Plenty to talk about. Rajasthan Royals, they need to pick things up. Chennai Super Kings tasted their first defeat of the season against Kings 11. Jimmy, we've heard that Rajasthan have won the toss and are bowling first at a new ground. Is this again a very, very important toss?
Yes and no, but I think they'll be very disappointed in their last performance. They got a bit of momentum in Bangalore and then the wheels sort of fell off the last game. I didn't think the intensity was really out there at all for the whole 40 overs, but I'm sure they'll be looking to turn that around.
Okay, now big news is that, like Gaurav Sundaraman pointed out to me before we went live, that Rajasthan are the only team to play the same 11 in all games. They've made 2 changes now. Out goes Darcy Short, who's not quite hit the IPL running. In comes Heinrich Klaassen, and the other big one is Dhaval Kulkarni goes out and Stuart Binney gets a game. Sean Tate, thoughts?
Good guy, Stuart Binney.
That's all you got?
No,
Oh my God, that's a sharp one from Tate.
Stuart Binney's got a fair bit of experience in the IPL now. Bat and ball, pretty good player.
The thing, Teddy, about Pune is that we heard there's a green tinge on the wicket. It is one of those where the quicker bowlers, and especially someone like Dhaval Kulkarni, could have enjoyed
He's got a
bowling.
good bowler. Kulkarni, I like him. He's a good bowler, especially up top. But yeah, a couple of big changes, I suppose. Moving ahead.
Are you happy with the Darcy Short change?
Well, I don't know much about Klaassen, to be honest, but I know Darcy Short. I probably would have given him one more crack.
Gaurav Kalra saw a lot of Heinrich Klaassen because he was there in South Africa for the ODIs.
Very good player, Heinrich Klaassen. The success, whatever little success South Africa had in that limited over series, one day and T20, he batted well in all of those games. Can keep wickets as well, but I'm assuming Jos Buttler will do that. But the big one still, we are waiting to see Jofra Archer. So he's just not making the 11s for Rajasthan.
I mean,
Sure.
yeah,
Well, quick look at the teams. We'll confirm the playing 11s for you. And the Chennai Super Kings, the Rajasthan team, beg your pardon. Heinrich Klaassen, does he open? That's the question. Sanju Samson's been in great form. Where does he go up? Stuart Binney will at some point float around in that order. Maybe Jos Buttler could go higher. Where does Ben Stokes back?
Probably
It could be the simple Pune, the rising Pune supergiant pair of Rahane and Tripathi up top at a familiar ground, but that's a conversation for the second half. Ben Laughlin keeps his place, so we still don't see Jofra Archer. One thing Henrik Klaassen did do well is play spin and leg spin particularly well, and Chennai Super Kings have added to their leg spin quotient. Karan Sharma has been added to the squad, so MS Dhoni making a couple of changes of his own, and it's the return of Suresh Raina. Very quickly, Gaurav Sundararaman, if we can confirm that, and also tell us the return of Raina now, who hardly ever missed a game otherwise.
Yeah, that's I think very important for their batting. They surely missed him in the previous game. They couldn't chase the big score. There was too much pressure on the new guys for CSK. I think that would bolster their middle order. And Raina he's an IPL legend. He's done consistently well, and it'd be important that he starts doing well this season. We have not seen the best of him. Today they're batting first. I think they've chased all the games previously, so that's going to be a different approach for them. And Harbhajan and Vijay are sitting out. Harbhajan sitting out is a surprise to me. Maybe they see something with two leggies in Pune, and maybe the Rajasthan batting has a bunch of right-handers. So maybe I think we have Tripathi, Rahane, Butler, Samson.
So barring Ben Stokes, everyone's a right-hander.
So which is why maybe could be a reason.
Wow, okay.
It's also a batting lineup that's historically been weak against the spin. So Dhoni's seen enough of two leg spinners bowling to these sorts of batsmen.
Oh, it's a big call to leave Harbhajan Singh out.
This is a perfect time for Stokes to really step up and become that superstar.
In
At
Pune.
the ground he's already done well at, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, also Ashwin broke the template in a sense yesterday by actually winning the toss and choosing to bat first.
Yes.
But that hasn't happened in this game. They've gone back to what was the norm at the start of the IPL.
Sure.
Every captain was winning the toss and electing to chase. But this is a good chasing ground in Pune, isn't it?
Alexis, in the meantime, let's get the fans involved and see what else we've got.
Exactly, it's time to go to our very first poll question, and this is Stuart Binney for Kulkarni. Was that the right move? Just use that emoji if you think it's a yes, and the angry emoji, I can call it the Ronak emoji again because it's back if you think no.
Okay, confirming the playing 11s for you, then we already shown you the Rajasthan team, which includes Stuart Binney ahead of Dhaval Kulkarni, and Stuart Binney, of course, MS Dhoni liked playing him time and time again in Test match cricket. That's a story for another day. But if we look at the Chennai 11, it's already been confirmed by the panel here that Murali Vijay sits out, so there could very well be another elevation for Ambati Rayudu and Karan Sharma ahead of Harbhajan Singh. We've spoken of what's going on with the Chennai fans, Alexis. I'm sure there's a lot of social buzz around the fact that these guys have been brought specially in a charter train.
Exactly, I wish I was on that train. But for now, let's go to Isha. And Isha, what are they saying?
You bet. I shared a few on our post-match show last night, but the whole of today, there have been dozens of messages about #GaleStorm, of course. There are reminders about how Gale was almost left unsold at the auction, but a few have been directed at RCB. No surprise there. Like this one. It's going to make RCB's season even tougher. I'm waiting for Gale to play against RCB now, to be honest. Quick test for all you CSK fans who are not from down south. We all know Dhoni has a local salutation back in Chennai, known as Thala. But do you know even Suresh Raina has one? Yep, the IPL legend is known as Chinna Thala. I guess our statsman Gaurav can tell us what it means. And finally, the special train full of CSK fans that had departed from Chennai for their new home Pune has arrived. And it seems the Yellow Army had the time of their lives on this journey. What's more, these lucky folks have also been given stay arrangements for tonight. Now that is some serious #franchise goals right there. That was today's Social Dugout with me, Isha Acton. I'll see you guys later tonight.
All right, thanks so much, Isha. Gaurav, I believe we have some explaining to do, the Chinna Thala. I noticed only you two were laughing. The rest of us were kind of like, huh?
Thala is usually, it means a leader, and Chinna Thala is the next in line. So after Dhoni, it could be that.
I have many nice try. But I have many political...
He's going to have to wait a long time for that.
Very long time. I have certain political examples which I will not give, right? In the interest of everyone's health and safety. Now, Pune is a familiar ground for exactly, I'm just looking at the 11s, 8 players. If I'm not wrong, Gaurav, you can back me up on this. 4 from either team played at Pune or for Pune last couple of seasons. For the Super Kings, we've got MS Dhoni, Imran Tahir, Deepak Chahar and Shardul Thakur. And for the Royals, it's Ajinkya Rahane, Rahul Tripathi, Ben Stokes and Jaydev Unadkat. So 8 players familiar to this ground. This was of course the core of the two teams that didn't play the IPL, Chennai and Rajasthan. Speaking of Dhoni, speaking of Imran Tahir, we're going to talk of just more on MS Dhoni because he returns to, and we saw a different MS Dhoni the other day. MS Dhoni of old, rolling back the years, I'm sure Gaurav Kalra enjoyed it whenever we roll back the years. But just looking at MS Dhoni in Pune, strike rate of 133, average of 57, particularly good place for him to bat.
He did play a couple of good knocks last year, and one was against Sunrisers while chasing. But again, this is for both teams. If you look at it, it's a different scenario. Rajasthan have always been batting first. Now they need to chase, and Chennai need to bat first. So again, Dhoni, he needs that platform. He needs that platform to unleash in the end. They wouldn't want to lose early wickets. We saw glimpses of that against Punjab. So hopefully.
So Jimmy, that innings against Punjab, how important is it? All the criticism that he now gains MS Dhoni for, they're batting in a different way. What we saw that day was MS at his most destructive best, and in a way, I think we believe it was because of a little injury that forced him to play a certain way. That could change the way he plays, perhaps.
I don't know if the injury forced him to play that certain way. I think it was more the run rate that was required.
Sure.
But he's such a big name. Every time he walks out the bat, there's always expectation, and he tends to take that on himself. And he's got so many teams home in big run chases over his career that he got so close the other night. But hopefully, he goes one more better tonight.
Yeah. What you would want is, in spite of that, he's not going to have a chasing. He's not going to have chasing to do now. He's going to be batting first. What you want to see is Dhoni continue exactly how he played.
I reckon if Dhoni retires in whenever it's going to be, a couple of years' time, he want to sit there and say, I went out as MS Dhoni the way I always played, rather than going out as a guy that changed his game to snail along, for example. I think, for him, for the crowd, for the people of India, just to stay as Dhoni and basically whack the ball at the ground would just be a lot better for him.
There were a couple of other talking points from that game which perhaps Chennai will want to address. For instance, did they use their power hitters as well as they could have? Could Bravo have batted further up? And now that they are batting first, they'll have some sort of target in mind which their spin bowlers can get into the game with. Also, Rajasthan don't have anyone with express pace. This is the point you guys have been making for a while. So I'm sure Chennai will target.
Yeah. And they've brought Dhaval Kulkarni for Stuart Binney too.
Yeah, so that express pace has gone to sort of a slower express pace.
Yeah.
So that would be one area that Chennai will look at. I mean, they've got a few bowlers now in that Rajasthan lineup that they can target.
Very well. Yes, Teddy.
So that's why Stokes becomes such an important player again, because he can get towards mid 140s with the ball. He's probably the guy on both sides that's so important for them.
Okay, now speaking of another player who makes his return to his what was his home team for the last couple of years, Imran Tahir. Quick look at Imran Tahir, and we're going to see enough leg spinners in action. Will he bowl alongside Karan Sharma? How will MS Dhoni use his bowlers? What do the numbers suggest, Gaurav, for Tahir?
He was very good last year. He showed, but he's not been the best yet this tournament. And yes, they played on tough wickets, Wankhede and the batting paradise at Chepauk, the only game. But so this wicket should be much slower than usual. The average score is about 160 odd. It's not very, it's not a 200 wicket. So this should help him. And yes, with a target set, I think if he's usually good when the batsmen try to attack him a lot and not just play him out. So I think if they have a good target in mind, good target.
I mean, and Henrik Klassen, a great day for him to start against two leg spinners. When you've got two leg spinners, how do you use them? Pune is known to favour the seamer bowlers a bit. You've got Tahir, you've got Karan Sharma. How best can you use two leg spinners when they play together?
Well, I'd say they would probably try and avoid Stokes when he comes in. And then because there's so many right hands, it doesn't really matter. But I'd say towards the middle of they're going to do the bulk of the ball in the middle. And you guys probably tell more, but the Pune wicket, I think that's where the Binney selection comes in. It's a bit of a stump to stump, keep it flat type of slow wicket.
Yeah,
so the leggies,
in that one season they played, Tahir was so effective. It's exactly what Gaurav said. Whenever Dhoni needed a wicket, he was the man he turned to. And with two leg spinners, sometimes Karan can bowl earlier in the game because Tahir is a little expensive first up.
So this could also go horribly wrong, Jimmy. If Ben Stokes bats long enough, that in some ways, and bats well enough, if he bats long enough, he's going to get runs. This could be it's a tricky selection by MS.
Yeah, I actually like the selection. Last game, Rajasthan Royals struggled against spin, three quality leg spinners. So they bowled 16 overs, and
so I'm sure Kolkata's game had a huge impact on this situation.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's a smart move.
Yeah, Jadeja there as well. So there's three spin options.
But
Raina as well. So lots.
And Gaurav, do you expect this from MS Dhoni though? To play it as per the previous game?
No, I don't know if that's the reason. We don't know why Harbhajan's been left off, because he didn't do badly. Maybe it could be a niggle. We haven't got that information yet.
Yeah, but assuming it's a because it's a tactical thing.
It's a tactical thing. It's not something which I would expect from MS. But MS usually doesn't use all his bowlers as well. Sometimes Jadeja didn't even bowl the last game, if I remember right. So it's not like he might. If Stokes is there, I think Bravo has a better matchup against Stokes, so he might bring in Bravo. So we don't know how he's going to use his bowlers. He likes his options, and I think Karan is more for the power play. He's a slightly quicker bowler than Tahir, and he might be used up front.
Very well. Now, before we move forward, it's not like Mike Hussey can tell us more about these selections because he spoke to the press before the toss. Have a look.
Quite a few members of the squad were part of the team that played here last year, or the last 2 years, should I say. So they understand the conditions reasonably well and have a good rapport with the people working here. Obviously, we prefer to be playing at home in Chennai, but I don't think it's too bad coming here to Pune. We're happy to be here. I personally believe that our squad has some nice depth in all the different areas. So I believe we can cover different scenarios depending on the conditions. And I believe that we've got the quality to still put out a very, very good team on the parks. MS is such a big hero here in India, so he gets a lot of support, and as does the team wherever we go. Complaining about it or worrying about it, we've just got to move forward, look positively, and try and do the best we possibly can. I guess there's been no better than MSD over the years at sort of timing the run chase. And so I guess maybe the way he's played has certainly filtered through to how we've sort of had success in chasing scores. Well, I've just had a quick look at the pitch earlier on, and it looks a good pitch to me. Nice covering of grass, more grass than probably what we're used to seeing on an Indian pitch. So I don't know whether that'll come into play or not, but I think it'll be a good cricket wicket and it'll suit everyone. Hopefully there's a little bit in it for the batsmen, a little bit in it for the fast bowlers, and hopefully it takes some spin as well. At the end of the day, we want to see good quality cricket from both teams, and hopefully the best team can come out on top. And hopefully, obviously, that's us. So we'll see how we go.
All right, well, before we react to those comments, let's have a look at the poll results. Now, earlier we asked you if the Royals replacing Kulkarni with Stuart Binney was the right move. 60% of you say yes, and 40% say no. Ronak, you're a little surprised on that one.
I am slightly surprised on that one, but if I spend a moment to think of why Stuart Binney would be picked ahead of Dhaval Kulkarni. Anyone?
I mean, as far as the bowling goes, I think this wicket at Pune, I know bowling on it many years ago, but it was definitely when you bowled stump to stump, tight bowling, it was quite hard to score. So maybe that, and it kept a bit like, maybe that might be the
variable.
And he can bat pretty well, so it strengthens batting, but
yeah. I mean, I think that Binney can hit the big ball. There's been evidence of that in the past, and they probably see him as someone who they can use towards the latter half of the innings to finish things off. I mean, in the last game, they got a bit stuck with their batting, so maybe it's for that impetus that they
But in some ways, Heinrich Klaasen should be the solution to that.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to bat top two.
Yeah, but maybe because there were two swings to the ball.
Okay, I can't remember how Kulkarni did first couple of games.
No, he was hit by Virat Kohli, obviously, he had a very expensive over. But I'm not too sure if it swings so much at Pune. From whatever I remember vaguely of last year, it didn't swing too much. So, and Kulkarni and Binney and Binney also swings. So they're pretty similar in terms of their bowling.
I mean, we remember the Pune surface. It depends on the kind of surface that's been made. There was an India-Sri Lanka game which went horribly wrong for batsmen because the ball was moving all over the place.
Yeah.
Srinath?
I think it's also one of the larger grounds, and you need to run quite a bit, and you need your big hitters to clear the boundaries. So Binney, I don't know if it's a batting call, then his big hitting could come into play, just like Ben Stokes.
Interesting. Now, one player who has taken big hitting seriously, given that he wasn't associated with it, was Ajinkya Rahane. More conversation on Ajinkya Rahane as we find observations and find the data to back what we've found different. First two matches, we're looking at the first 10 balls in this year's IPL. He's gone at a strike rate of 90 in the first two games. He's then suddenly just upped it up, his strike rate of 170. Gaurav, what are the observations?
He had to, because short was not doing well, and there's pressure on both ends at the end of two games. And if Rahane also is bogged down, then the start would be very bad. And we saw again what happened last two games. Short was not able to get off the mark, but Rahane kind of saved them, and then they got a platform.
So Jimmy, can Ajinkya Rahane play that role? You know, it's almost like Shikhar Dhawan, when David Warner was out of Hyderabad, who said, okay, Dhawan's got to play a different role now. But we've seen Dhawan do that. Rahane is not necessarily, comfortable in that position. Is he someone that you can rely on game in, game out to do the job that an explosive opener does, given he might open with Tripathi today?
He can be explosive if he wants to. I think he just chooses not to. He plays the anchor role. A lot of his 50s come off 40 balls, but he has got another gear. He just doesn't probably access it as much as what everyone wants to see.
And what happened with Short as well was that they used their spinners effectively against him and he couldn't really get away in the power play. And it played into Rahane's hands and he started hitting out, which is kind of what he started playing the role of a dasher, and Short got run out in the first 2 games, but when he did have the time, he didn't really get going. So
okay. Now we've spoken of the impact of Ben Stokes and how big he could be, and the fact that there are 2 leg spinners, Jadeja if he bowls, it could work for Ben Stokes, who did get runs at the MCA Stadium in Pune last season. But pace versus spin, if you just bring it out for Ben Stokes, I think we're looking at numbers, strike rate of 150 against spin.
Against pace.
Against pace, okay.
And then spin is much lower. So spin is I think around 70s strike rate. So basically, as we saw last game, Rajasthan have a weakness against spin, which was exploited by Kolkata. I'm sure they would come up with their own plans to counter that. So I don't think it'll be that easy this game where spinners come in and just Rajasthan struggle. And Chennai do have 3 or 4 quicks. They have Bravo, they have Watson, they have Shardul Thakur, and they have Deepak Chahar. So they have to use them also. So it's not all that rosy for CSK.
with Stokes, I think one number that stands out is he gets out every 9 balls of wrist spin, which is kind of a staggering stat. If you have 24 balls or 48 balls of leg spin here, you've got every chance you're going to get
And
him
they've
out.
tried to bat him quite far up the order. I mean, there was one game in which he batted at 3. I think it was the last game. So they clearly want him to be batting as many deliveries as possible. I think last year there wasn't that much of a concern against spin. Maybe he's just kind of still finding his feet, and it's just one innings away.
There's no problem against spin for Ben Stokes. Is there an obvious technical flaw?
I don't know about that. I mean, a lot of the overseas players are going to have trouble against the spin in India, aren't they? So, I mean, we've seen him before whack spin as well on his night. So, I think you're right. I think he's sort of getting back into the swing of things. Hasn't obviously been in the same form he was in previous seasons, but I mean, the proof will be in the pudding tonight.
Yeah, it's 8 bowling options now for MS Dhoni in this game, Ronak. If he has 8 bowling options, then he's going to obviously be able to turn to guys quite quickly. Sometimes, like Srinath mentioned earlier, we might have a situation where a couple of bowlers don't get used at all. It's just
and
that
come to expect it almost.
Yeah, he's just got all of these options that he can now turn to in this game. So, yeah.
I think because they struggled against spin last game, just thinking about it on the spot, I think that's part of the reason why Binny came into the team, because he does play spin quite well and uses his feet.
Yeah.
So I reckon that's probably why they're justifying that.
All right, enough from us. Ben Stokes, we've spoken enough about him. Let him speak a little bit more now.
Is there someone in particular that you're looking to face up to in this tournament this year?
I think, this year especially, I think there's more English guys, scattered amongst the team. So, obviously we play so much together, we hardly get to play against each other.
Yeah.
We do a lot of training with each other. So I think, playing against the guys that you've been playing with for 2-3 years is something exciting to think about.
Yeah. Anyone in particular?
Not really.
A wicket that you're waiting to take, or a ball that you're looking to knock out of the park?
Yeah, I'd love to get Alex Hales, because there's quite a few of us in the England team who we have our own WhatsApp group, and we just, we take the mickey out of each other. So if that ever happened, I'll be the first on the group saying that.
Who WhatsApps too much on that group?
Arjun.
Who doesn't WhatsApp at all?
Manoj, because he's not on it.
Who is the person that you're probably least likely to reach at any given time when you need him the most from your team?
Chapati.
Yeah.
Actually, no, Chapati.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Have you had an instance where you've been trying to get his attention and it's just been like...
Yeah, I texted him this morning, but he didn't wake up.
He didn't wake up.
No, if it was emergency...
I don't think we've seen him here either, so it looks like he's probably still in bed, maybe?
Yeah, no, I think that's the problem.
So if there's another all-rounder on your team, Jofra, so if there had to be a contest between the two of you, which one do you think would make it as best all-rounder in the team?
Oh, Jofra, without a doubt.
Yeah?
Yep.
Oh, modest guy. Final question, what it means to you to be a Royal and what it feels like,
I think, being a Royal is, something special. As I say, it's the first time in a couple of years I'm back in a competition, and, it's really exciting to be a part of this group. Players, management and backroom staff are all very committed to the cause that they want to do, so I've only been here 2 days, but it already feels a very special group to be a part of.
Okay, no end to how much we can get of Ben Stokes. So always nice when Roshan Rao caught up with him in the Rajasthan Royals camp. Taking things forward, other Rajasthan Royals players, they will be bowling first. Jaydev Unadkat has not necessarily had the most glorious start to the IPL, and it was on the back of performances in Pune, for Pune last year that elevated that price tag. There's talk again of how he's one of those players that might feel the burden of the pressure, and pressure of the price tag. Average of 60 and just 2 wickets in 4 games. So Jaydev Unadkat, I mean, it's always hard when you compare players with big price tags, isn't it? It's almost unfair to them.
He's a good player. He's one of my favourites, Unadkat. I think he's a good performer, and he'll be okay. Once he settles in and probably gets those nerves out of the fact that it's the start of the tournament and he had a big price tag. Once that sort of settles in, he'll be fine, I think.
It seems worse on Indian players, this whole going for big money, and it's nowhere the players' fault. It depends on when they come up in the auction, and it's a price that the franchises have paid them, not one that they've asked. But left arm seamer, lots of variations. Unadkat great last season, slow start this. Why?
He's just finding his feet, I think. New team. Like Taddy said, he's only one or two good games away from feeling comfortable in the environment that he's in. He's got a different bowling unit. There's always pressure with price tags, just a matter of how you adapt to it.
Yeah. And he's the only international bowler in the mix right now. No one else has played international cricket. Just looking down that Rajasthan Royals bowling chart.
I mean, Stuart Binney
Lachlan hasn't.
in a test match for India.
They need an account.
Ben Lachlan doesn't play.
Ben Lachlan hasn't played. Gautam and Shreyas Gopal haven't played. So obviously, he's very much the senior pro, not just the most paid,
All
but
the
also
more
the
reason
most
there would have been a gutsy call to drop double Kulkarni.
I think what that economy rate of 11 sort of hides is that he had a really good performance against Delhi while defending 71 in those 6 overs. He bowled really well. Chris Morris went after him towards the end, but he kind of bowled really well that day.
The other thing about Unadkat is, like I mentioned a couple of days back also, this is the first time he's bowling first. So bowling first is completely different. He's done well. Even his stats show a much better record while bowling first than bowling second. So maybe today would be the day.
Yeah, I mean, just keep up to date with all these numbers, stats, everything we're providing you. Download the ESPN Cricinfo mobile app or log on to the site for all our extensive coverage around the IPL. And I think we've also got to throw to our rookie reporters now, Alexis. What's going on?
Yes, we do. Now, we'd love to have you guys involved in what we do here. And one of the great ways is ESPN Cricinfo's The Internship. Here's more.
That's right, we're back in the dugout and it's that time again. ESPN Cricinfo, The Internship, which means we have a very excited intern today in Chennai. And he is going to meet Chennai Super Kings super fan and show us just exactly why he goes by that name.
Here I am in Chennai meeting a delightful young man who's a big CSK fan. And to showcase his love for the team, he's done something extremely special right since the first year of the IPL, and he's going to show us what he's made right here, right now. Introducing to you Sriram, who is one of the biggest CSK supporters, and he has created a scrapbook of CSK memories, and he's going to show us through the scrapbook right now.
And this book is made after 7 years, compiling the best CSK moments. Me and my friend Prabhu Damodaran compiled it and got few autographs from the players which we are possible. So the entire book starts from the first season of IPL, and just from Assis century in the first match to Balaji's hat-trick. Then it goes on. Dharmasala forever, And it's very tough to compare the best moments, as CSK has given lot of memories to us.
Mr. Sriram, which is your favorite memory among
my favorite moment is Dhoni's Dharmasala 6, which took us to the playoffs, and then Bravo's last ball 6 against KKR. And at the end, we also thank the management. So they are the backbone of our team and fans. So we complete this. So we have got a few autographs from Aiden, Assi. And at the last year, we have got autograph of Dhoni and Reina.
Wow, what a collection he has. He's clearly a super fan of the Super Kings. That's all from ESPN Cricinfo, The Internship.
Super fan indeed. He's giving you, Gaurav, a run for your money.
I don't do such stuff.
No, you don't.
What do you mean such stuff? He's got it on digital.
Exactly.
He wants to start signing autographs.
Oh my.
Do you have any CSK memorabilia?
No.
No. What kind of fan is this?
Alexis,
You
let's
just
not give
collect
them
the
more
stats.
importance than they
You just
deserve.
collect the stats. Anyways, well, here's how you guys can also be one of our rookie interns. You can just enter the fan video contest on MDRO. Shoot a T20 related video in your city on your mobile phone. WhatsApp the video to us at that number. Selected videos will be featured on the show, and the cast will select a winner at the end of May. And the winner will get a chance to intern with our wonderful video team right here. Isn't that wonderful? Anyways, but the important stuff now, because now there's actual money on the line. The Tata Nexon one-handed fan catch event that we're having going on now. All you have to do is go to the stadiums and, of course, catch the ball with one hand. It's pretty simple. Oh, what a man! James Faulkner still got it, and you could win 100,000 rupees. James already has tons of that, and a chance to win a Tata Nexon car. James again has too many of those as well.
Man of the match in the World Cup final.
My God, did you do this all these days when I was away, Jimmy?
No, well, Tate caught one. Then I just demonstrated.
Yeah.
I had to catch him by surprise, see if his reflexes are still up there, because you know he has to play again soon.
Right.
So,
while we give Alexis Nunez an ice pack, it's time to wrap the show. Thank you very much. Gaurav Kalra, Sean Tate, Jimmy Faulkner, Srinath Sripath, Gaurav Sundaraman will be back half time. Post your questions then to Jimmy and Sean, depending on how the first innings goes. Thanks for watching ESPN Cricket for Matchday Runorder, powered by Techno Mobile.